So a little while ago, it was the holidays, and there was this thing from the 60s called Hot Dr. Pepper that was like a winter drink. It was weird, but we did it on the show, and at the time I mused to myself, I wonder about other hot soft drinks. So today, let's take a look at the potentials of hot Coca-Cola. I'm going to run through a couple different varieties of Coca-Cola here. Along the way, I hope to find inspiration and see if we can come up with a couple of original and unique and weird cocktails that call for such things. Let's get started with the granddaddy of them all. This is real sugar Mexican Coca-Cola. In she goes. Look at that beautiful Coca-Cola. Woo! Whoa. Immediately started fizzing. We got steam. We're hot. Let's go. I'm going to use this jigger as like a ladle. All right, here we go. Hot Coca-Cola right off the top. Boom, bang. Honestly, not bad. Kind of interesting. I want to compare it to like regular Coke, or more accurately, room temperature Coke. It's weird. It rounds out the flavors. It's interesting. It brings out more of the cinnamon, more of those tropical spices. People take this for granted. Yes, the main flavor of Coca-Cola is sweet. It's very sweet. It's overpoweringly sweet, but underneath that sweetness is an outrageously complicated balance of flavors. It's ridiculous how much stuff, I mean, like, the juice in the Coca-Cola is, and if you can cut that sweetness, you can actually kind of do quite a bit with it. It's not metallic, but it's tangy. It has a thinness to it, actually. Something about the heat. Like, Coke can be cloyingly sweet, mouth-coatingly sweet, but something about the heat is sort of masking that here, which is interesting, useful maybe. And I guess it presents as a little bit less sweet. There might even be like some nutmeg and allspice in there. You know, overall, the impression is one of like, honestly, a very weak allspice dram. I know there's like lime zest in there and stuff like that, like citrus components as well. If I was to make a cocktail with this that actually kind of featured this, what would it be? A cocktail? A coca-toddy. Let's not call it a cocktail. Let me step back for a second here and think briefly about points of inspiration here, right? It's a hot drink. We got Coca-Cola. Maybe there's like a hot buttered rum version there. There's Irish coffee, which is a hot drink and caffeinated, so maybe there's something to do in that vein with Coca-Cola as well. Those are like my two main thoughts. Maybe there's like a hot Cuban, like for a Cuba Libre, which is an intriguing notion already. Now I'm fascinated by that. And I just said that this was like a weak allspice dram. Maybe I lean in onto that, like those Caribbean flavors, and I do like a hot Cuban. Let's try that. Let's see about making a hot Cuban. Okay, so I grabbed a few rums that I thought would be close. I actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think this Kuleana Hui Hui blend of white rums is probably where it should be. I think the Ron Izalco is wrong. Or this guy. The original Dark Plantation. This is Kuleana Rum Works. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is my guy. Hot Coke, lime, and rum. Do we need an extra component? I think we might have needed an extra component if we didn't do all that rum hunting. But I think that this rum is probably going to... This is going to do it. All right, I'm going to start by juicing a lime. I don't think I'm going to have a ton of Coca-Cola in this, so let's go with a ½ ounce. There we go. Let's do 2 ounces of our rum. And we'll do, that's about 2 ounces of hot Coke. I'm actually going to go with 3. So that feels about right to me. There we go. A hot Cuban, maybe. It's funny, it's undersweetened. Yeah, that's not sweet enough. So do I add more Coca-Cola or is it too much lime? Let's start it over, skip the lime entirely. Let's just combine rum and hot Coca-Cola and see about lime juice. Maybe we need like a tiny squeeze. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola. Okay, get some hot Coke in there. So that's 3 ounces of hot Coke. What does that taste like? That's cool. I was right. The heat of the Coca-Cola and the spices that are in there really brings to the fore the humidor notes that show up in some rums that I really love. And when I think of humidors, you know, there's an association there with Cuba. Oh man, that's, ooh, ooh. Holy shit, that's cool. Lime was a mistake. It doesn't want lime at all. Certainly you want lime in a cold Cuba Libre. Maybe like a twist of orange would be welcome here. Maybe. I'll try it. Not bad, but it does steal those humidor notes. Shit, I went too fast on that because now I want to work on it without that again. All right, I'm just gonna get this drink back to square one. Really cool. So far we found that lime ruins it and that an orange twist overdoes it. One thought I have is that there's an El Presidente, right? Which is a drink I happen to be a huge fan of. It's rum, Curaçao, and Blanc vermouth. And that's a big deal because a lot of people think that white vermouth and dry vermouth are synonymous. They are not. White vermouth is actually a sweeter style of vermouth, and if you use a dry vermouth in an El Presidente, you won't like it. In fact, I normally like Lillet Blanc, and I was just looking for some Lillet Blanc. I didn't have any Lillet Blanc. The closest thing I've got is this Martini and Rossi Bianco. Oh yeah. It's got like a sweet and kind of woodsy, nutty vibe. It's nutty. It's almost lightly in the direction of amaretto. I'm gonna start with a 1/4 ounce pour of this vermouth because I think it could easily overpower this drink. And you know, it might ruin it anyway. I mean, maybe there's just no fixing it. Maybe rum and Coca-Cola go together the way that rum and Dr. Pepper never did. Because I was not really thrilled with that. It was fine. It just wasn't, you know. That does add an extra little herbal note. That's cool. It's pretty balanced. Honestly, it is hot in a very pleasing way. The right rum, that's one thing I want to say too, is like you gotta use the right rum. I'm not sure off the top of my head, I don't know what else I would go with. Hard to go wrong with a Demerara style rum in something like this, I would say. I think that your Plantation 5-star would probably be fine. I like this a lot if you can get your hands on it, and I would say that you can get your hands on this through Curaçao. Use the link in the pin comp below. They'll ship all kinds of things right to your front door for most of America. For those of you who are in Utah, you're not in their service area, but there's like 15 of you. I genuinely really like this. The Coca-Cola is really transformed here. That's cool. First off, the heat of it is a big factor in this drink. Like your ears, the insides of your ears feel hot like a toddy. You know, like it infuses my sinuses, my face. Like it has that kind of medicinal thing happening as like a sensory thing. Like very nice. It's a very enjoyable part of drinking a hot drink, a hot tea, a hot coffee, a hot this, a toddy. Particularly a toddy. The alcohol in it, it leans in on that effect. And then you get this sweet, nutty, round spiciness and humidor notes. Not picking up on a lot of citrus. My efforts to inject citrus into this have been a mistake so far, so I think don't worry about that. And then it goes to this like drier, I should say, herbal, woodsy, nutty place. I kind of like this a lot. You want to garnish in this? I would use a cherry. I would use a maraschino cherry. I don't have one. Oh, I do have one, but I'm not going to bother. I would stay away from a piece of citrus. I think a sprig of mint. Well, you can't though, because it would wilt almost instantly. Yeah, go with a cherry. Go with a cherry. That's the way to go. This really transforms the nose too. Now, when you get those vapors, they're much more complicated. You get the humidor tinged with the herbaceousness, the slight, I don't know, rosemary, like rosemary kind of note of the Martini and of the Bianco, the Blanc vermouth. I did not expect this to be good. I did not expect to find something this interesting. I really didn't. The hot Cuban, I don't know what else to call it. I hope that's not like, is that offensive? I can't imagine that's offensive. Okay, let's move on. I'm thinking about this now, and I thought I was gonna like try to make cocktails based off of every iteration of hot Coca-Cola. I'm not sure that there's gonna be any viability there now that I think about it, but I do wanna try some of these other Coca-Cola variations hot just to see if there's anything there. I think probably what's more likely to happen is we're gonna come back to this regular Coca-Cola hot and see if there's more juice in that tank. I think there is. So I kind of want to keep exploring that, but I also feel like I'm beholden to try some of these other things. So let's just get through some of them in a hurry. Right off the top, let's go with Cherry Coke. All right, we got that pretty hot. Hot cherry. I don't like that. The cherry, it ends up kind of tasting salty. Yeah, no good, no bueno. You know, it's funny, we're doing all this hot Coca-Cola stuff, but I have read about, and I've never found an answer to what actually it is that I would be comfortable trying. Ammonia Coke. which was like a thing that you would get at the soda fountain down south in the days before air conditioning, you know, in the 50s apparently, where they would put like a few drops of some kind of an ammonia in your Coca-Cola. And I have a funny feeling it's like amyl nitrate, like smelling salts, apparently to cool you down. That sounds crazy. I've always been fascinated about trying that in a way that I felt safe about it. Ammonia Coke, don't try that one at home. If anybody has a legit recipe for it, that I like, hit me up, because I'll do it on the show if it's like legit and seems safe and not like it would cause me to lose my fucking mind and all kinds of, you know, like, yeah. Up next, let's do vanilla Coke. Ow. Ugh. All right, that's starting to steam, so I think we're ready to try some. It's interesting. It really, it activates this like cold taste, tanginess that runs along the side of your mouth. But it's funny, after having the hot version next to this doesn't even taste like vanilla anymore. So it does also accentuate the vanilla-ness of it. Just getting some ideas here. I don't know if how far I'm gonna go with this. Just looking for some inspiration, right? Let's add an ounce, or just shy of an ounce of Curaçao to this. Well, that's fucking great. That's very cool. The orange and the vanilla and the heat all kind of collaborate really nicely. What else would I add to that? Rum, of course, is the obvious choice. Vodka would disappear. I think you could do a bourbon. First bottle I saw, and it's cheap stuff that's perfect for playing with like this. Bottle of the 80 proof Old Grandad, not my beloved bottled in bond, which is, I think, a completely different thing. 2 ounces, here we go. It tastes like a damn old fashioned. Kinda. Wow. Have I lost the vanilla? That's the question. Like, what's the point of it being vanilla at this point? No, I think it's still in there. You get this vanilla orange that work really nicely together, and then it kind of lends itself into the toasted peanuts of this bourbon. It's not bad. I don't know how often people are going to reach for a hot vanilla Coke bourbon. We got to name it, of course. In light of using Old Grandad and the fact that this is completely insane, I'm going to call this a Sundowner. Sundowners is a thing that old people get where they start losing their mind when the sun goes down. I don't know. I can't believe it's real, but apparently it's real. It does have some bubblegum notes that are showing up now. I'm not in love with that. A little bit of Bazooka Joe action. How about this? How about with like a slice of lemon? Let that do a thing for a second in there in that hot Coca-Cola. Whoa, yeah. That's pretty cool. Kind of brightens it up a lot. Yeah, I'm still getting some vanilla and orange notes. Still getting that. Still getting the peanut, but like just a little brighter now. Why is that good? Because it's full of sugar, I guess. Yeah. Coke and whiskey. Poison and poison. All right, let's just keep going. Diet Coke. Okay, we got it going. Looks like a damn bath bomb got dropped in there. It's starting to steam up. There we go. Hot Diet Coca-Cola. I don't like it. Not a fan. Tastes like pennies. Why do you like Diet Coke? Ugh. People always say that like, oh, it's sweeter. And I think that like in some laboratory sense, aspartame is sweeter than sugar, but like not here, not the way they do this, whatever this is. It's a very flattened flavor. There's nothing here. It's a dry well. Ugh. All right, the next thing to try is Coke Zero. 0 calories. How do they do it? It's a mystery. It smells like a stick of cinnamon. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, wow. No, sir. This is a failed experiment. It's crazy how nice it smells compared to how bad it tastes. That doesn't usually happen. Tastes like pennies, but like worse than the Diet Coke. I guess it's very sweet, but I don't really pick up on the sweetness in this heated state. But it's not like candy tasting. It tastes more like metal. Ugh, it's bad. This is Coke League of Legends Ultimate Limited Edition. Never saw anything like this before in my life. Don't know what the hell's going on here. It says it's plus XP flavored. Don't know what that means. I never played League of Legends. Let's just try it. It tastes like Coke crossed with Red Bull. Like it's more fruit, more fake berries. Yeah. I'm gonna bet this is caffeine extreme. 21 milligrams of caffeine per 7.5 ounces. I don't know if that's a lot or not, but I was thinking like gamer fuel. It's usually lots and lots of caffeine. Let's fire it up. Hot Legends XP Plus. Video game flavored Coca-Cola. It tastes like broccoli? That tastes like sugared up broccoli. What God's name? Nah, I don't want to play with that. That's bad. All right, well, that's all the weird flavors of Coca-Cola. I actually want to go back to the OG Coca-Cola and see if I can come up with 2 more cocktails that I've got percolating around in my brain. 2 ideas. Let's start with hot buttered Coke. Some butter here, like that much, quite a bit actually. Okay, so one thing I want to keep in mind, right, is that hot buttered rum comes from New England and colonial times. And at that time, basically the most popular rum up there was going to be English, or otherwise known as Jamaican style rum. So we're going to use Smith & Cross for this one. Let's put in 2 ounces. And I'm going to chase that with 4 ounces of hot Coca-Cola. And now I'm going to try to melt that butter. All right, hot buttered rum, step 1. Pretty good. Tastes like a tiki drink, like a hot pearl diver. Woo! I think I want to try some of these Bittermens El Macule Tiki bitters. Just, since we're chasing now, I think this like hot tiki thing. About a dash. A dropper full is a dash. A dash is not a drop. Dropper full. It's freaking delicious. Now it's got so many like beautiful little cinnamon notes in there and stuff. It is mellow, silky, rich, warm, cinnamon. The rum has such like a funkiness to it. Like it stands up, you know what I mean? Like it's got some oomph in there, some thump in its hump. It's good. I think I might like it better than hot buttered rum. It's really good. I get notes of vanilla and orange. And let's try some nutmeg on top, as you would typically have with this drink. Oh my God, that nose. I would stay away from the nutmeg. Normally I love nutmeg. Here I think it competes and it takes away. I don't like the nutmeg here. I like the way it smells, but I would skip the nutmeg. I might throw a cinnamon stick in there because it would look good and smell nice, and I don't think it'll affect the flavors in a negative way. Let me try that again. I'm surprised. Keep it simple. No, that's good again. Shit. I don't know what to tell you. It works. I think that what's happening here that's working is that you have this very sweet Coca-Cola thing happening, countered by the heat and the oomph and the hogo of the Smith & Cross. But yeah, it has like, honestly, like grape note in here too, but like wine. Not like, I can't, nah, let me retract that. I don't know. It reminds me of like the smell of grapes distantly. Fucking delicious. Hot buttered cock. I don't know what else to call it. Let's dive into, I guess, hot Irish Coca-Cola. Let's try a couple spoonfuls of Demerara sugar. Why am I adding sugar to something I'm putting Coca-Cola in? Well, one, the hot Coca-Cola hasn't yet presented quite very sweet. And 2, I wanted to get some of these molasses notes in there. 2 bar spoons of that. Now I'm gonna add, I don't know, 2 ounces of Tullamore Dew. 4 ounces of hot Coke. Woo! Burning my hands. Moron stuff. Stir that, get it dissolved. I'm not really liking the way that smells. Oh shit, that tastes a lot better than it smells. I will say this, it does kind of taste like a toddy. Like it tastes like a hot old fashioned. It's pretty sweet. I went over to my booze wall. I said, you know, I do have some pretty decent coffee liqueurs. And I'm remembering now that there was a Coca-Cola product like years back that I never really got to try. Maybe I did once. Kona, that had coffee in it. It was Coca-Cola with coffee. And so there's a precedent here for using some coffee in this drink. Maybe we put a little coffee in there with our Coca-Cola using one of these coffee liqueurs. Those three guys, and then maybe one dash of Angostura. Let's try that instead of what we got going on. This time I'm going to do 1 ounce of our Irish whiskey. Let's do 1 ounce of our New Orleans style. It's got this real earthy bitter finish, the chicory, but I think that might help balance out the Coca-Cola. 1 dash of Angostura bitters, and now I think the 4 ounces of hot Coca-Cola. See how it is? Oh, it's a hell of a lot better than it was. It's pretty good. Not as good as the hot buttered rum and coke, cock rum, whatever, but it's pretty good. I think maybe stick a cinnamon stick in there, give it a stir, and make that your garnish. Let's see. That's pretty good. So there's a subtle balance between the coffee, the cinnamon, and the Coca-Cola that creates this kind of new flavor that is, well, not, I mean, it's new in this glass. It's not like some invented new flavor that you'll never see before. I'm not really sure what to call it. Coffee, cinnamon, Coke. Triple C. So you get that triple C, and it's very pleasant. It's very, very nice. And then there's a warming, I mean, it's a hot drink, but of course you get like that warmth that comes from the Irish whiskey. It fills you up. And the maltiness is there, but like tamped down a bit under the triple C. But the triple C is very nice here. The Ango is probably a component there. It has a smooth mouthfeel. Like the texture is so much silkier than I would have expected. There might be some residual butter on the inside of this glass. I think if you didn't tell people like, hey, this is a hot Coke and whiskey, and you said, here's a hot beverage I came up with, and you served it to them, I think they would actually really like that. I think the perception of hot Coke and whiskey is gonna throw people off. Like, why would you do that? But it's a very approachable, mellow, put your feet up by the fire kind of drink that is quite enjoyable. I'm shocked by how good it is, actually, now that we've workshopped it once. I'm actually shocked by how mixable hot Coca-Cola was in general. I really thought this was gonna all just be disaster stuff. It's pretty decent. I would be very interested if you tried some of these out there, if I'm crazy. Maybe I am nuts. But hot Coca-Cola, a lot of potential there. All right, well, that's enough of this. Hey, listen, if you like the show, please subscribe, like it. Check out my Patreon, where there's a Discord. We give away pins. You and me, we can hang out in the Discord. I'll gripe about things and get some behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't normally get access to. Help me come up with episode ideas, which is super helpful. And if you're new to the show, and hopefully maybe you are, I've been making this show forever. Here are some more episodes for you to check out. And until then, good night and good luck, and I'll see you soon in another episode of HTD.